So you think your gut's the quiet voice, not the heart? Right?
No, the heart's quite emotional, so emotions can be really, really obvious and loud, can't they?
Yeah.
And of course the head is really loud because it's like... Rah, rah, rah.
I'm supposed to come up with a topic, am I?
You're supposed to come up with a topic.
Oh my gosh. Well, here we are, week 4. Could you, it's unbelievable, isn't it? That we've come around so quick. And the other 3 weeks have been so successful.
So
and
week 1...
can you remember what they are?
Yeah, week 1 we did negative self-talk.
We did, yeah.
Week 2 we did life purpose.
Yep.
And week 3 we did sleep.
We did.
How to sleep like a pro.
Yeah. So it's been good. Some good subjects there, good topics.
Yeah.
We've been discussing. Each show is about 20 minutes long, in case you haven't watched the other ones.
And who are we?
And I'm not sure who that is. My name's Toby, and I've studied like NLP and coaching and various other different topics over the years, different forms of yoga and meditation and martial arts and tantra and Ayurvedic stuff. And
he's a course junkie.
I like to experiment, I think. So I've done hypnotherapy as well. Solution focused hypnotherapy.
She's trying to get in.
Dipti is a solution focused hypnotherapist, aren't you?
Yeah, that's Fluffball. I am a solution focused hypnotherapist, and yeah, I think Fluffy wants to be in the video as well. So this is the Dipti and Toby Show.
Yeah, and we've got 90 years of wisdom to share with you. And there. So the theme this week, Dipti, is... You ready?
I'm ready. I thought you were asking me for the theme. I was like, I don't know the theme.
No, that's because I have to come up with the theme.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah. So what I thought we could talk about this week is just happiness.
Ooh,
yeah.
Good theme.
Happiness, that elusive thing. Yeah. And,
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, what makes us happy and what stops us from being happy, and can we always be happy? Isn't there some monk somewhere who's been said that he's like the happiest person in the world? They've done like MRI scans on his brain, and he is like Mr. Happy apparently. But the average person, is the average person happy?
It depends on how you measure happiness personally. So a bit like success. How do you measure success? Some people might measure it by their bank account, or by their job, or by how big their house is, how fast a car they drive. So happiness is kind of the same thing. How do you measure your happiness?
Yeah, and it's not a fixed thing either, is it? You can't just say, right, well, I've done all these things, now I'm happy, and I'll just be happy forever.
Yeah, so how do you... Okay, so let's see what I can work out for myself.
Are you happy?
Am I happy right now? Yeah, I'm happy.
Right now?
Right now, I'm happy.
You're always happy when you're talking.
That's how I measure my happiness. Am I talking? Am I in front of a camera?
No, but you're happy right now? Are you happy this week? You have been had a happy year? No?
I don't think you can define it in a block like that, because I think happiness is an emotion, and as with any emotion, it's a bit like the British weather. It's going to chop and change, I think. So our emotions are just roller coastering. Sometimes they're up, sometimes they're down. So
yeah, but you can have periods. Maybe you haven't, but you can have periods in your life where you're not happy, and you can know you're not happy. That's what I mean. So even periods of the day you're not happy. I don't think, apart from this monk who meditates constantly, I think normal human beings are variable. I think So you could be happy one minute, angry the next, depressed the next, anxious the next, and
it doesn't have to be like that majorly up and down. I don't think, because that's a bit confusing. But Yeah, I think.
But I mean, I'm generally happy. You know, these days at the moment. You know.
So why are you happy?
Well, obviously I met you, so
yeah, that goes without
so
saying.
I wasn't happy for however many years, 32 or something, and 35, and then I met you, and then I was happy.
I'm the other way around. I was like really happy, and then I met Toby, and now I'm like clinically depressed.
Interesting.
Not really.
But you know, it's like you unless you kind of get to this monk's space where you're, like you were talking about, I think you did a video the other day about you're not your thoughts or something, you know. So, you know, unless you're getting right down to some kind of, you know, you're actually know your source, and, you know, in the kind of spiritual realms, most people aren't in that place, are they? So, but I can say generally the last few years I've been generally happy. You know. Is there things I'd like to change in my life or do differently? Yeah, definitely. You know, and does that change day to day? Yeah. But generally, you know, I've got some kind of peace and well-being and happiness. Yeah. But
So
you know, I'm
what
also aware that could change.
Yeah.
You
What
know.
defines? Why are you happy? You know, what makes you feel happy?
I suppose for me, it's like a peacefulness, really. You know, if I'm kind of, you know, when I've got a feeling of kind of peacefulness, and you know, I almost don't have too many thoughts. You know, my mind's quite quiet, and you know, I don't mind getting up and going to work, and I like coming home to my house, and you know, I like hanging out with you. You know.
Yeah.
You know, there's not areas where I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you know, I don't want to be doing this. Well, you know, when I used to live in London and I'd be standing on the tube at 6 o'clock in the morning surrounded by people, you know, that was kind of tough, you know, and, you know, times where I definitely wasn't happy.
That's interesting, because when I was in London and I used to get on the tube, I didn't get on the tube at 6 o'clock in the morning. Maybe if I did, I'd probably not be happy. But when I used to get on the tube, I used to love it. So I think
every time.
Yeah, I love the tube and I love London. And I think, is it because at that point of my life, I liked doing that, you know, because I worked at the BBC and my job was really engaging, and I only had a 4-stop commute, so it wasn't that bad. You know, so does it matter about whether your state of mind, what are you accepting where you are at that moment, and that's what contributes to your feeling of happiness?
I was happier in London when I had this I had a single speed bike, and I used to cycle to work. It was about a 40 minute commute all through the back lanes, and that for me, you know, that was brilliant. I used to love doing that. Yeah.
And so if you put me on a single speed bike in the middle of London, I would be so stressed and unhappy. So it's interesting. It's not the thing, is it?
No, it's different for everyone.
It's the perception.
Yeah.
So happiness isn't packaged up. You kind of can't package it up and go, here, this is my definition of happiness. Here you are. You can have that. Therefore, you do all of that, and then you'll be happy. It doesn't work like that.
The thing as well is, you know, there's just like this positive thinking, which, you know, when I first got into all of this and trying to sort my life out, you know, we all read the classic book, you know, The Power of Positive Thinking. And I had a friend who was always like, you know, yeah, everything's amazing. Come on, you know, it's brilliant. Yeah, you know, and but can that just override, you know? Because if everything's or something's a bit shit, a bit rubbish, and you're going, it's brilliant, everything's fine, you know, then I don't know, you're in some kind of denial, I think.
I think there is, you know, there's that whole thing about fake it till you make it. I think that's dangerous. in some circumstances, fake it till you make it works really well. Like if you're going to do some presentation on a stage and you're feeling nervous and you've got to kind of go, right, I'm going to do a couple of jumping jacks, star jumps, and, you know, do some power poses and tell yourself that you can do it in the mirror. Okay, that you can fake it a little bit there so you can make it so you can get back on that stage. That will just work as a short-term thing, but I don't think you can fake it through life.
So, but like if you had a job that was not good and you weren't getting anywhere and the boss was hassling you and you weren't getting paid much and you were, you know, if you were just going, yeah, this is brilliant, I love it.
Yeah.
Then there's never going to be any incentive to change.
And also you're actually lying to yourself and, you know, you're giving yourself a mixed message. You're sort of telling yourself this is okay, but really deep down inside you know it really is not okay, and there's a massive incongruence happening there, so there's going to be a massive clash. So eventually the part of your brain that is going, I do not believe this, is going to say to you, you've been lying to me, so therefore I'm going to give you something to just eradicate this problem, slow you down or stop you.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
I think there is a part of you that's your gut instinct, your intuition that kind of runs you, that knows what you need and what you don't need. And I think I was talking to somebody the other day, one of my clients, and I was talking about this is actually an NLP thing that I think I got from you. I always hijack everything Toby says to me and I pretend it's my stuff.
That's right, I hijack it all from Robert Dilts.
So it's about listening to what your mind says, listening to what your heart says, and then listening to what your gut says.
That is a Robert Dilts thing.
Is it? Okay, Robert Dilts, I'm going to credit you for this one. It wasn't my idea. But I think what I've done is I've put a little sort of Dipti spin on it.
Spin.
So I've said, okay, the head says something, and then the heart says something else, and then it's like the gut takes the two and like comes up with a balanced argument. So your gut is always a mixture between what your head says and what your heart says. That's what I think. But the unfortunate thing is your gut is a very tiny, tiny voice. It's one of those voices that you hear and then you can quickly dismiss it and not listen to it. But eventually, after a little while, you go, oh yeah, I knew that. I should have listened.
So you think your gut's the quiet voice, not the heart? Right?
No, the heart's quite emotional. So emotions can be really, really obvious and loud, can't they?
Yeah.
And of course, the head is really loud because it's like, rah, rah, rah. So your emotions are loud, your head is loud. And then if you mix those two up, you've got this tiny little instinct down here in your gut. And that's what we should be listening to and tuning into. So in fact, what I do advise, I don't advise my clients because we don't advise them, but what I do say is that if we tune into the gut and ask the gut its opinion, we'll probably be okay.
So it's quite a good guide for on track or off track.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I think, is your gut the key to your happiness then?
Well, it is mine if I eat a cheesecake. Generally.
Yeah, but then after that, after you've eaten the cheesecake,
then I want to eat some more cheesecake.
Oh yeah, cheesecake's the key, isn't it? I love cheesecake.
So cheesecake is
the key to happiness. What flavour cheesecake? Mango and passion fruit.
That was the best cheesecake I've
ever had. Oh my gosh, that was the most amazing. I was really happy when I was eating that. Anyway, cheesecake isn't the key to happiness. Well, it could be for some people. But also, let's talk about chemicals, because chemicals obviously play a really crucial role in your brain and contribute to happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you.
I'm the chemical expert. Yeah. Well, there's a few different chemicals, isn't there, that people have got to know these days. One, serotonin, dopamine. They're like the two big ones, aren't they, that everyone's always talking about at the moment. But they do quite different things, don't they? And they have quite a different effect on us. But they're obviously, powerful chemicals. If we're lacking serotonin, then life's not going to look too good, is it? And I think that's when people are depressed, their serotonin levels are right down.
So serotonin makes you feel calm, happy and balanced, and dopamine makes you feel successful, rewarded, like you've achieved something. I heard, I'm not sure, I haven't googled this to check for validity, but I heard that serotonin is produced in your gut, not your brain. If that is true, then that actually matches to what I was just saying about listening to your gut, because actually your gut is where the serotonin is.
I know you definitely have
produced.
serotonin in the gut.
Yeah, I don't know whether it is produced in the gut, but maybe someone can find that out as a fact, and if it is true, let us know in the comments below. But yeah, it's interesting.
So the thing is, if we're not happy, what can we do about it then? Obviously you can come and see Dipti
Yes.
at the Cotswold practice. She can work her magic with you, but not everyone can, get to your practice in the Cotswold. Well, they could see you online, but it's not an advert for the Cotswold practice.
No.
So you're going through your life, your gut's telling you something's not right.
Yeah.
So then we kind of have a choice, don't we? We can, we might not be able to make an immediate change, but we can start taking steps towards changing that thing.
Well, your emotions and your body is constantly giving you some kind of indication of where you are in life, I think, isn't it? It's like if you don't feel that you're on the right track, you have to have some kind of indication to know where you are.
Yeah, on time it can be subtler for some people, can't it? Be a little voice or a feeling in the gut. Other people could get very ill, or if you had very bad eczema at one point.
Yeah, shall I tell this story? Because it's a really powerful story, actually. So it was when I was 16 and a half, 17 years old, and I was doing my A-levels. Now, my parents were well-meaning. They really wanted the best for me, and because my dad wanted the best for me, he decided that he would choose my A-levels for me. So clearly I wasn't having a great time, because I chose one of them and he chose two of them, and two of them I really did not like. They were not me. So I was trying to get these A-levels under my belt, but I was just having a miserable time of it. So I was really massively stressed. And then I remember having this massive argument with my dad one night. Went to bed crying, sobbing. I don't remember even going to sleep. I just remember crying my head off. Anyway, in the morning, what had happened was I heard my mum come into my bedroom to wake me up. And basically, I couldn't open my eyes. My eyes were stuck together. And so I was awake, but I just couldn't open my eyes. And the next thing I heard...
Conjunctivitis.
Well, I didn't know what it was, because I couldn't even speak either. So I couldn't just move my face, I couldn't open my eyes, and I was a bit confused. Then my mum must have seen me. Then the next thing I heard was a smash. She's dropped the cup of tea everywhere, and she's panicking. And then she's talking about ambulances and 999 and getting my dad, and I didn't know what happened. To cut a really long story short, overnight I literally got top to toe eczema.
Wow.
I'd never had eczema before in my life, and what happened was it all was lacerated and weeping, so that's why it all, well, I know that's grim, but basically stuck my eyelids together. Anyway, so I was taken immediately to the Daniel Turner Clinic in Westminster Hospital, because that was the major dermatology unit there, and they'd never seen anything like it before in their whole kind of case study of skincare. And I was one of their what are they called, studies, because they'd never seen it before. So I spent 3 months in hospital, which meant that I had to stop doing my A-levels.
Well done. Bit extreme.
A bit drastic. But it meant that when I finally came out of hospital, I had to start again, so I get to choose my own A-levels this time. That's a really extreme example of how your body is going, stop what you're doing,
That's why I let Dipti have whatever she wants these days.
But the interesting thing is the doctors told me that I'd have to use steroids for the rest of my life, that I'd always have a skin condition, and I said no, I won't.
Wow.
That was just a one-off. It won't happen again. I basically had never had eczema since.
Look at her now, like a baby's bottom.
So yeah, that was whatever 30 years ago.
So that's just showing that if you're really not listening to yourself, then your subconscious or your body can do something really severe. Yeah. Wow. So that's a good lesson, that, isn't it? To listen to the gut, listen to the heart, listen to the head as much as we can, and obviously try and align ourselves and get as congruent as we possibly can. And if something is wrong, then you either need to talk to someone about it, or start to make plans to change it. And I've had times in my life where things haven't been great, and and it's taken years to change. So it might not be that it's something you're going to take you 5 minutes or a day or a week, but there is, if you stick with things and get clear, you can bring about change, can't you? So.
And it's also being authentic with your own version of happiness, not somebody else's version of what happiness should look like for you. Yeah. But that's not always easy, is it? No.
That's a whole episode in itself.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's quite a good one today.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
21 minutes, 20 seconds.
That's a really, really good topic. So perhaps we can make another one similar to this, because that's probably a good one to expand on.
Yeah.
But for now, that's kind of it for us, isn't it? For the Dipti Toby Show week.
Yeah.
Week 4. And if you want to find out more about me and my website, then here is the thing to click on. If you want to find out more about Toby and his films, he's got a website called messages.move.com, and here is the thing for that. And if you want to subscribe to the channel because you love what you see, then here is the beautiful subscription bubble. And of course we make loads and loads of videos, and here's one that you could watch next. But for now, thank you and goodbye.
Thanks, Leah.